Zayden is 4 years old right now. He was born May 10th, 2014. And Rayden is 3 years old right now, and he was born September 8th, 2015. He was my first child after my daughter 8 years later, so it was 7 years later. So it was pretty new, so I didn't think anything until I can say maybe he was supposed to hit the walking stage, and he wasn't walking. And then I started to notice, like, before that he wasn't crawling, like on time. I would research like the milestones, and he wasn't hitting any of the milestones. So then I brought it up to the doctor, and then from there, that's when autism, when it wasn't brought up yet, it was just more of, let's just give it a little more time. And then she referred me to early intervention. Every day that I was looking at my son, and I'd start to Google and research, and then that's, of course, all of the signs were actually pointing towards autism. I brought it to the doctor's attention. She followed the results. She had referred us to a neurologist, and then from there, she diagnosed my son with autism. For my oldest boy, I wasn't so shocked because I kind of sensed something when already he wasn't hitting his milestones. It was not until like my 3-year-old, my Rayden, when it kind of got overwhelming, and then I guess it just kind of overwhelmed, because I didn't have so much time to really sit down and kind of think about everything until and it's crazy because my 3-year-old now, he didn't show any signs. He hit all his milestones. It was not until I guess maybe when he started walking at 9 months. So that was a shock for me. I mean, my son didn't walk, Zayden didn't walk until 2 years old. My boy was talking, and then it kind of stopped, and then he constantly spin. So I'm like, oh, maybe that's normal. I researched that too. He have a thing with stacking things, putting things in order, and then every little thing, like if you touch it, it goes out of place. He gets so frustrated. He started to regress. So he wasn't progressing in talking. Both of them, actually, they're both nonverbal now, but none of them had, like, my Zayden was saying words, and then it stopped. It went to like long words. I mean, a lot of words to some words to 2 words, and then like 1 word a month, and then it just completely stopped. And then same for my youngest, who went from saying a lot of words to like 2 words, 1 word, and now he's just babbling. He vocalizes a lot, he does kind of randomly shout out a word, and when he does, the thing with us is we get so excited, and then he stops. He won't ever, he'll say maybe the following week or a month later, but I think everything kind of like got to me when he was diagnosed. It's a struggle every day. It's hard, but I think the awareness, and then the family support and everything, working together, it's just actually, it's like, it's typical for me. My typical is autism. So, it's just a lot. We actually sat down just recently about that, because we were like, how did we do it? It's so overwhelming now that I'm home 24 hours. So I'm like, how did we do this? Well, it actually, everyone at my work, when they found out everything was going on, they helped me. So like I worked a certain hours, so mostly graveyard. If I'm working the graveyard, which is 10 to 6 in the morning, my kids are usually asleep, so nothing really to worry about. And then my sister would be able to sleep with them, and my husband, even though he's working 24 hours, when it worked out well. So like 24 hours on, I watched them all day, then able to put them to sleep, have someone to watch them, and then when he comes home the next day, he helps me during the day, and then I leave to work. It was always like, prior to that, it was a lot harder, because working the day shift, he comes home, I leave. We never actually got to spend any family time together.
Here we go. Mommy's hurt. Yay!
My 4-year-old is in love with Bruno Mars. He knows his song, even just the beat. You can just play an instrumental, and he knows that that's Bruno Mars' song. He goes crazy, and his thing is always doing this with his mouth. That's how he's excited, or he's more of excitement. Then my other son, when he's excited, it's spinning, and he can spin so long. And it's funny because they kind of balance each other out. They may not interact with each other. They never play together. They don't socialize. But my younger son doesn't like loud music, but I think he knows that Zayden likes loud music. So in order to keep his calm, he'll just keep spinning until the song is done. My other son would just keep replaying the song, and then I guess when he gets tired, he'll just walk away, and he'll start doing like shapes and playing with his puzzles. And my one son my youngest is in love with the United States. I mean, I don't know, that kid can, even though he can school me in the United States, he may not be verbal, but you can give him a blank map of the U.S. and he will point, I mean, no lines, he'll point to where each state is at, and you can even just say the capitals and he points to the state. So they have amazing minds. For some reason, the boys don't interact with each other, but they know their sister. So when it comes to playing, they play with her, but they won't play with each other. And when they need help, if I'm not around, they go to her. She's only 11 years old, but I think she already, just like, you know, that mother instinct, they just go well together. It's the hardest. You don't want to leave home, especially when you have, like, you know, the best support group, and, you know, your trust is already with who you establish. So, but I rather get the services now when they're still young. We love saving lives. We love helping other people, but we sat down and we said, you know what, this time we help our children. So, you know, it's gonna be a really big change. And every night I still talk about it to my husband. Like, I'm not happy. My boys are not happy. We're coming home. And we're hoping that when we do come home, they can receive services. Like, you know, and I see them pushing for the services now. So, you know, I have hope.